Artificial intelligence like ChatGPT and similar have taken the internet by storm, rising in popularity ever since its inception. But how is it being used? How should it be used? Let's dive into it. If you don't know what ChatGPT is, it's basically an artificial intelligence search engine that allows you to search and generate results for pretty much anything you search for. For example, you can ask it to tell you a story. You can come up with original jokes. You can come up with topics and ideas. You can ask it to explain certain complex topics, solving math problems, getting relationship advice, write music, or debunk code. The possibilities are virtually limitless. One popular use of it is writing content for you, whether it's an essay or it's a blog. This can be easily taken advantage of by students. As a former student myself, I personally have never condoned plagiarism, and I 100% value all original creative work. But I've witnessed my fellow students attempt to create shortcuts and not get away with it, to take the easy way out instead of actually putting in the work. And frankly, I'm concerned about that. But first, let's make sure we understand exactly what plagiarism is. Plagiarism, by definition, is the practice of taking someone else's work or ideas and passing them off as your own. However, to some, the AI chatbot doesn't actually count as plagiarism because of the word someone versus something. AI is new and not yet considered a someone, but a something, and so people think that they can get away with it. Some schools and educational platforms have figured this out. For example, TurnItIn.com is a popular web-based essay submission program in which students can submit their work for review by plagiarism. That platform has already been reconfigured to check for plagiarism. So schools and educational platforms have figured this out and are taking measures to fight against it. But what about the students' desire to use the system for their own benefit? How do we fight against that? Well, let's consider the essence behind plagiarism. The idea behind plagiarism is to ensure the use of your own creative work from your creative mind or your creative way of conveying a particular message. So if you're copying and pasting content that was generated from artificial intelligence, that's not your work. All of the creativity behind that passage comes from the AI, doesn't come from you. And therefore, I believe it should be considered plagiarism. Now, it would be slightly different if, let's say, a student used the chat AI to generate ideas for topics to talk about, say, in front of a camera. The creative work there is not necessarily behind the idea itself. It is in part, but the creativity lies in the way that you are conveying the message. So if your way of conveying a message is through writing, creativity comes in your words. So what do we do about it? Well, for starters, sites like Turnitin and schools and teachers should be flagging and checking for plagiarism, but ultimately the liability should be on the students who are using it. How do we address that? By encouraging the value in creativity and developing your own work, your own ideas. That's part of what makes us humans. That's part of what separates humans from artificial intelligence, is our creativity, our ability to reason, to think. And yes, artificial intelligence is getting a lot better at all of those things. But we need people to be able to creatively think for themselves in a world where artificial intelligence can come up with the logic. AI should be used to help humanity, not necessarily to replace it and everything. Because when we let go of our responsibility as humans, our place in the world, that's when artificial intelligence can rise up and take care of everything for us. We begin to lose our value as humans. We begin to lose our place in the world, our sense of purpose, our sense of drive, and we don't want to end up like Will Smith. So students and professionals alike, please do the right thing and come up with your own creative content. I promise it'll be worth it in the end. And if you're sitting there wondering, how could I best use ChatGPT? For that, I would recommend checking out the link in the description to the book on best uses for ChatGPT. It'll help explore the many creative and innovative ways that we can use ChatGPT effectively and ethically. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe. I'll see you all in the next video.